I'm going to use the Test of Talents because it's actually better than just a normal counterspell. Yeah, GG. Yeah, Test of Talents. Hello everyone, it's your favorite bender of space and time. I'm the Control Guy and I'm back with another video for you guys. Hey, it's not been too long since the last video dropped, but I thought to myself I should really record a video real quick so that I can get another one out for you guys before it gets to another month, you know what I mean? Hey, still really appreciate you guys for, like, you know, waiting, being patient. Like, I read all these comments where you guys say, look, take your time, man, deal with your IRL stuff. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. But that's why I do this for you, you know? Like, it's a give and take, and you guys are all given. And I'm taking, and I'm very grateful. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you. Anyway, let's get into the video. I got a fun deck today. We're going to play some blue-white control, finally. Because this is the first video that dropped after Ponder came out, so we got some amazing stuff to do. Let's get right into the deck tech. Alright, so today we are going to be playing Azorius Control, or Azorius BB, because, first of all, right off the bat, this deck is built around Brought Back. This is a card that was printed in M20 and didn't see any play apart from some modern decks that tried to abuse it. But I think in the current meta with strip mines and fetch lands and all this stuff that tries to get your lands into the graveyard, having a way to bring them back in the same turn is very good. This is, on paper, it's a useless card if you can't actually use it, right? If you have nothing like went to the graveyard, the card does literally nothing. But if you just hold 2 fetch lands, right? This is the playstyle that this deck does, right? That you can do. You don't always do this, but you can. Just float 2 fetch lands in play. Play a fetch land turn 1, don't fetch on the end step. Just wait till your turn again, play a second fetch land. You have 2 fetch lands in play. The thing about fetch lands is that when someone targets your fetch land with a strip mine, you can fetch in response to their strip mine trigger fizzles and they lost a land. So no one's going to blow up your fetch lands. Obviously, you can lose the Stifle, which is pretty bad, but the more fetch lands you float into play, the less likely they are to stifle you, if that makes sense. Alright, so yeah, like, if they want to hold up 7 mana for Stifles, sure, go for it, man. Like, the good thing about holding up the fetch lands is that you're playing around strip mine and you can then, in their end step, for example, fetch twice, get 2 white sources, and then cast Brought Back to put your fetch land that just entered the battlefield, both of them, onto the battlefield again. So you've ramped 2 lands for 2 mana, which is, that's a broken interaction. That's just, you're up so much mana now that even if they strip mine you, you're fine. You're up mana, right? So that's what the idea behind this deck is. You can proactively use Brought Back, but you can also use Brought Back in case they strip mine you. Now, what else you can do with Brought Back is if they kill one of your many Planeswalkers, your Planeswalkers can just come back tapped. In Tamiyo's case, she'll come back as Tamiyo the creature, but you bounce something with Teferi, they ping Teferi, you return Teferi to the battlefield. You tuck something with Teferi, they ping Teferi, you return Teferi to the battlefield. Same goes with Jace. You play Jace, they kill it with something, you return to the battlefield. So that's something you can do. And then last but not least, obviously, because you want to make sure your cards actually do a lot in the deck and are never really dead. First of all, it's a white card, so you can pitch it to Solitude. But Solitude, when you cast it for its evoke cost, it goes to the graveyard, right? Guess what? You can scan your Solitude back. In fact, if you want to go crazy and you have 5 white cards in hand, including Brought Back, you can pitch 2 Solitudes and then bring both of them back with Brought Back, which means you exiled 4 creatures, which is crazy. But that's never going to happen. Realistically, you're going to have a fetch land in play and a Solitude in hand. You're going to You're going to evoke your Solitude. It exiles something, goes to the graveyard. You fetch your land, fetch a white source, cast Brought Back. Your Solitude and your fetch land come back. You went up a land and they're down 2 creatures. Pretty back-breaking stuff you can do with this deck. Then, as for counterspells, we're playing 4 mana drains per usual. I think mana drain is still the best counterspell, the best hard counterspell. Flare of Denial is getting very close, but Flare of Denial requires you to have blue creature in your deck. Obviously, there's other counterspells that are like more tempo-based, but mana drain is still the best counterspell on Arena, even though it's not that good. I will say mana drain sometimes feels a little slow, but still a very strong spell. Lets us go straight from 2 lands on our turn 2 into untap, counter your 2-drop, untap, play a land, play Teferi, untap 2 of my lands. The reason we're playing big Teferi here over the One Ring is that we've actually circled back where now you want Teferi again, because Teferi lets you use the 2 lands that you tap to cast them with Mana Drain, whereas the One Ring was more of a, you can hide behind the protection and not take damage, but now your lands don't benefit from you having protection from everything, so you want to untap your lands so you can at least use them on the turn that your opponent might strip mine them, or cast a spell to strip mine them, or cast whatever they want to cast, right? So yeah, we're back to Teferi. Obviously, Teferi is a combo with a counterspell and Mystic Sanctuary. When you have 4 lands, you put a Mystic Sanctuary in the battlefield, put a counterspell on top, draw it with Teferi, untap 2 lands, and you can counter a spell. So very cool stuff you got there. Obviously, you've got Jace the Mind Sculptor. This is just an alternate win condition. I was feeling a little win condition light in the deck, so I just decided, why not have a card that can brainstorm a lot. Brainstorm, obviously, very good with fetch lands. It's a very fetch land heavy deck. We're playing 12 today in the main deck. Yeah, why not play an extra Brainstormer, right? Because fetch lands, we can always shuffle our deck with fetch lands, so Brainstorm, very powerful. Ponder, finally on Arena. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put them back in any order, or shuffle your library, and then draw a card. Amazing, amazing hand smoothing card. Really good. It lets you play 1 less board wipe, it lets you play less counter spells, lets you play less win cons, because this card just represents the best card in your deck 4 times. It's so good, because you get to look at 3 cards, you get to take the best card of those 3 cards, stack up the other 2 for the next turns, or shuffle your library, or what you can do as well, say you're in a creature matchup, okay, and you see counterspell land, Source of Plowshares, right? You take the Source of Plowshares and keep the land on top, you kill one of their creatures, next turn you draw the land, fetch away the counterspell that you don't want in the matchup, right? Amazing. Ponder, really good card, really good hand smoothing card. We now get to play the full 8, 4 Ponders, 4 Brainstorms for perfect hand smoothing, so that we will basically always have exactly what we want in our hand. Makes control so much better. Anyway, that being said, I still think that this deck suffers against land destruction, even though we literally have cards in the main deck to stop land destruction. I think we still suffer against that strategy that just puts Strip Mines into play. We also are not amazing against Show and Tell. We really just have to counter the Show and Tell. That's all we can really do about it. Originally, I was playing Static Prison over Prismatic Ending. Sorry, let me just move that over here so you guys can see the card. I was playing Static Prison over Prismatic Ending. I ended up losing a lot of games to Boros aggro, where Static Prison just wasn't good against... what was Static Prison not doing? It would kill itself after you lose the energy, and then they get their aggressive creature back, whereas this just exiles whatever they have. Right, this is an answer to any up to 3-drop. We're playing 1 Hedge Maze just to make green mana so that this can exile 3 drops. And yeah, this is just very good. This is good against Blood Moon. This is good against Planeswalkers. This is good against everything. And the reason why we're playing this over Static Prison is that this permanently removes the thing and not temporarily. I personally still think Static Prison is very good in control, especially since it beats Show and Tell, because it comes in off Show and Tell and exiles the Omniscience. But today we're just hoping to either dodge a matchup or draw Test of Talents. That's why Test of Talents in the deck. Counter target instant sorcery spells, searches, control, graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name. Exile all of them. This is why we're playing this for Show and Tell specifically. Obviously, it can be nice to exile all the Dark Rituals out of your opponent's deck, so they have to play fair magic, but mostly for Show and Tell. And that's pretty much the deck. We win eventually with Teferi Ultimate or Jace Ultimate or whatever, or even just Solitude beatdown. And yeah, that's the deck. Let's jump right into the games, shall we? So opponent goes first. We have Removal, Brought Back, and End Walker. That is pretty good. Keep this one. Tap land, Chrome Mox. So you're Show and Tell? Bay of Wishes. You are probably Show and Tell. Ooh, that's a good draw there. Oh, I'm trying to exile that. Chrome Mox. Nice little 2-for-1 for me. They exiled a card from their hand to do this. They might have Mana Drain here. If they have Mana Drain, they could win the game, but that's fine. I didn't have anything to beat them winning the game on turn 2 anyway. Yep, Mana Drain, understandable. Ponder, okay. Impulse. Yo, we're gonna find a land or nah? It's not really worth it for me to be bent on killing this thing anymore because now they can just play another land and kill and do it. However, I'm not drawing any answers to show and tell anyway, so I'm actually gonna still try and mana screw them. Unless they have Stifle here. No, they don't. Okay. So I'm gonna Wrath for 0 here. They bind a land. That's actually good for me. I'm gonna Wrath for 0. Because I'm hoping that their hand... So their hand now has to be Show and Tell, Omniscience, Atraxa. And they have to top deck the land. The hand has to be mathematically perfect for them to win this. And they obviously it wasn't. So I get to see another day here. Next time I'm going to Brainstorm. Maybe find a fetch land to get rid of these white cards that I don't really need in the matchup. Test of Talents. That's a card that you can draw in this situation. Definitely one of the better cards I could have drawn. Didn't draw a fetch land, but that's okay. I'm just going to put this on top or whatever. Like that or something. There we go. Next turn we can play Mystic. Again, they can't possibly have Thoughtseize, Show and Tell, Omniscience, Atraxa, right? Yeah, there you go. It's literally impossible. No play. Gonna play Tamiyo. Gonna put this swords into the bin. I don't think I should play around for Spike. Like, I'm just gonna play my tap land, get it out the way. I still think they're on Show and Tell. It would make sense for them to be on Show and Tell here. Thick through time. So now I'm thinking now is when they're gonna start going for something. I hope they don't have a layer of protection because currently I only can deal with one layer of protection. Not at all, actually. I can only deal with the thing. If they have a layer of protection, I can't beat them. I'm hoping they got greedy here and they just go for a straight up tap out Show and Tell. They have a land, that's bad, but they're not playing anything. Why did you shock that in then? Why are you shocking that in if you don't have anything to do? It's very interesting to me. Okay, now I can flip Tamiyo. Gonna attack. Okay. And I am gonna just draw here, and then draw Brainstorm, and then Brainstorm. Just gonna flip Tamiyo, start getting Tamiyo working. Because I'm not really doing anything better anyway. Put this away. I would have liked to have another counterspell here, but didn't draw one unfortunately, so a little scary. Seek New Knowledge, that's fine. Oh no, they're not playing Thassa's Oracle combo because they had two Ponders, two Polluted Deltas. Nope, they're not playing Tainted Fact. They are playing some kind of black-blue combo deck, I think. That's why they have so much draw. They didn't do anything there. That's also very interesting to me. Okay. Well, I don't have any good play other than maybe Stock Up or Jace. Again, I can play around Spell Pierce at the very least, I guess, with this, but I'm just not drawing very well. I don't want these removal spells in my hand. So the question here is, do I Jace and then like start working on Jace, or do I just wait with Test of Talents? Do I Stock Up maybe? What can I even draw with Stock Up? There's nothing really I can draw, right? Because I don't have Spell Pierce, I don't have Static Prisons or anything, right? With Stock Up I can draw more counter spells. So if I Stock Up into a counter spell here, they could, which I didn't. Wow, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, it's not looking good for me. I'm not drawing well, I will say that. The hope was I stock up into a counterspell, and then if they Thoughtseize me for their protection, I have two counterspells, so they can't just Show and Tell me. But I guess that's too much to ask, so they're just gonna Waterlogged Teachings for an instant or a card with Flash. See what they get here. What are they getting here? Yep, there's the Spell Pierce, and I can't play around it, so I just win. They just win here because I just can't draw counter spells. Oh, they don't go for it. Oh, never mind. They're throwing. Okay, cool. I will take that. I'm gonna plus Tamiyo again, I think. I'm gonna Brainstorm and try and hit something good. Nope, impossible. Try to hit a good card challenge. Impossible. Can't hit a counterspell here, or anything really. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Let's hope they don't go for another attempt. At least this time I'm playing around Spell Pierce, so... Cyber Siphoner. That is so bad. Also what? Okay, yeah. That's just awful for them, because now I get to just... Like, that's bad. I can just do this. And now half of your win con is gone. They do get to do that, which is fair enough, but their Cyber Siphoner is now gone, so that's bad. They're gonna go for a win here, though, and I don't have anything to really stop them. Oh, they go for a stock up. Okay. I'm missing something here. Like, why are they... I'm about to ult Tamiyo. Did they just throw? Well, my turn. I'm gonna draw back. I'm gonna surveil, and then I'm gonna draw back. Or removal. Brought this back. What now? They have to discard? Yeah, they have 8 cards. So they have the double protection now, but now, even though I've been drawing pretty poorly this game, I'm gonna draw half my deck. There's no way. Oh, Emrakul, sure. There is quite literally no way I don't draw one counterspell in half my deck. There's literally no way. Yep, there they are. Okay. I did draw exactly one, which is scary. To be very honest with you, that is quite scary. I drew exactly one counterspell. What is this? What is this game? I'm getting mad unlucky here, but it should be okay. I think I still do want to ponder then, if I'm not going to draw more counterspells. If I ponder, I can play a land, and I can ponder. Wild. Where are my counterspells? Oh, Teferi is actually good. Teferi is actually very good. Okay, sure. That makes up for it. Decline. So with Teferi here, I can just hold up one answer. There we go. Now all their counter magic doesn't matter anymore. Autopay. And I don't really need to do any of that. Alright. Show and tell. Please tell me I have a fetch land in my deck. A land I can fetch in my deck. One. One fetchable, by the way. One fetchable. Okay, that's scary actually. Holy shit. I'm gonna decline. I don't need that actually. And then I'm gonna use the Test of Talents because it's actually better than just a normal counterspell. Yeah, GG. Yeah, Test of Talents. Very awkward game. I don't know why they were waiting so long. They might have gotten a little overpatient, which I always say against show and tell. Show and tell, when you're on show and tell side and you're playing as control, it's a hard balance because you don't want to just ram on turn 3 and get your combo countered, right? But at the same time, if you wait for too long, the control player will amass enough resources. Tamiyo Ultimate was a good moment to go for your combo. I don't know if he just didn't have it or whatnot, but yeah, what is the hell? What the hell is this?
So if you hand a grave into your library and then draw 7 cards, the first spell you play cast during each of the turns. Oh, this is just an extra omniscience. This is just okay, it's just an extra omniscience. Interesting. Weft walking.
It's omniscience, but if you cast it off omniscience, you draw you cycle you wheel. That's cool. Each player casts during each of their turns. Okay, interesting. Well, they're dead here. Let's see their deck. You know, again, another Probably just another. I like that they're playing Fae of Wishes. Fae of Wishes for the like out the game would con. They're playing Emrakul, which is also very interesting. This guy is not playing the Hullbreaker Horror, is he? He's playing. What is Show and Tell even about at this point? Why are we playing this? Is there a tech reason? If you know the tech behind this card, leave it in the comments, because I don't know why we're playing this card in Show and Tell over like anything else. I don't know why we're playing this card. Return non-opponents to their owner's hands. Like, why are we playing this in Show and Tell? Is it for the Omen, maybe? I don't get it. A little confused. Anyway, next game. Okay, opponent goes first. We have a mid-hand. It's okay. It's not the best, not the worst. Let's keep this, I guess. Don't want to see turn 1 Ragavan. Blue land. Okay. Wonder. Take that. Take some more fetches. It's not bad. Don't know what they're up to, but... Oh, they're Raptor Seek. Okay, cool. Okay. Are they actually playing Raptor Seek? Let's see. No way they're playing Raptor Seek in 2025, right? Maybe not. But even if they are, it's still fine. I can still brainstorm for something. Even if they are playing Raptor Seek, it's fine. They're playing Raptor Seek in 2025, bruh. No shot. No shot you're playing Raptor Seek in 2025. Alright, well, brainstorm. Find me a counterspell, please. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated, brainstorm. They're playing fucking Raptor Seek in Big 25? Dog, there's no way. They can't shuffle the deck because they have the Amped Raptor on top. They're playing Raptor Seek in 2025, bro. That is insane. Nice. This is where I fetch a tap dance somehow. They have nothing in their deck to stop this. So for everyone who doesn't understand, Seek New Knowledge seeks 2 cards, so it will definitely get non-land cards. It's an alchemy card, so obviously it's abusable because alchemy is abusable. So it will guaranteed get you non-land cards from your deck, right? So your deck is 3 Seek New Knowledges, 1 Amped Raptor, and 1 Thassa's Oracle.
1 hour later.
The idea is eventually you will draw the last Seek in your deck will hit Raptor Oracle, and then you will put the Oracle on the bottom and play the Raptor. Because Raptor doesn't put the lands that it exiles back on top of the library, it puts them in exile. You will exile all the lands in your deck and end up with Oracle on the stack with an empty deck. But obviously, this deck runs 0 interaction, so if they just counter your Oracle, you have an empty deck and you're dead. So GG. Alright. Okay, great hand. I go first. Against Lurus, I have Swords of Plowshares and Solitude. Let's keep this. Immediate Ragavan. Fair enough. I'm gonna end step Swords it. Do I shuffle here, or do I want Teferi? I don't really want Teferi because I don't have mana drain, and I get to block a dash Dragavan, I get to avoid a counterspell. Yeah, I think this is the right play. Then next turn I can Brainstorm into hold up 2 mana. Yeah. Ponder. And then you kill Tamiyo, of course. Nothing I can do about that, but that's fine. If they want to use their turn to answer my creature, that's fine. Oh. And they lost the game. I'm just not gonna fetch, right? I put the manager on top and I don't fetch. Dash Rag. See what they go for. Do they go for me or Tamiyo? Going for me. In that case, I'm going to Solitude. Strip mine, that's fine. I'm fetching 1 land now so they can't draw Stifle. And then Stifle my mana drain or some shit. What is this? Treasure Cruise? What do I have down here? Do I drain this? I get so much mana for draining this, I'm just gonna do it. Like, I get so much mana. If I can find like a stock up or something, I'm eating so good. So I'm gonna surveil here. Looking for like a stock up. Brainstorm is fine because that's 3 looks at stock up. Draw none of that, I bet. Yeah, that sucks. I guess I do this. Just counter like a dash Dragavan, but with Source of Plowshares or something. Brainstorm, that's fine. I'm basically okay countering their Dig Through Time there because I'm trying to set up my own draw off my deck, right? Ponder, okay. Now he needs like a bolt or something for Tamiyo. Another Brainstorm. Now you need bolt and land. Should probably stack these differently. Delver, oh, that's not gonna cut it, bro. Yeah, GG. GG! Delver's not gonna cut it there. I'm gonna sell the Delver here in the end step, and then I'm gonna draw off my deck, and then they can never win. Yeah, Tamiyo. This is why Tamiyo is such a good card in control. Obviously Tamiyo is also a good card in other decks. I hear it a lot that Tamiyo is making tempo too good because they can have a broken like card advantage engine. And I agree, but I also think Tamiyo is just so good for control because I can just go so low on cards here. Instead of having to like think about what I do, I just counter their Dig Through Time, their Credit Treasure Cruise, because I know if they just don't have an answer to this thing, I just draw half my deck. I'm about to draw 21 cards. They're not beating that. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter how many times they strip mine my lands. They're not beating 21 cards. It's just that simple. And that's why I think Tamiyo is really good. So yeah, GG. And we're back for the post-game chat. Yeah, this deck feels very good. Well, fairly good. Obviously, everyone's playing strip mine at the moment, so when you do have your brought back for the strip mine, we didn't see this video, but when you do have it, it can be very like backbreaking for them. You can play other cards instead. You could play like, what's the card called? The card that gives you and all your permanents hexproof. That protects against Strip Mine because it fizzles the ability. But that card isn't as good overall because it doesn't have like the, oh, I can also just ramp 2 lands in 1 turn, right? Like it doesn't have that mode on it. It just it says you get hexproof. It protects you against the occasional Thoughtseize, right? Or protects your Tamiyo against like a Source to Plowshares or something like that event occasionally. It's not as good in my opinion as being able to have a proactive plan of like I can also just ramp like crazy in a blue-white deck, because having mana, having resources is what control is all about, right? So yeah, pretty cool. Tamiyo is still a very good card. One of my favorite creatures of all time, not gonna lie. Like it's just so nice. So nice to have a Planeswalker that just I remember it's so funny how people as this card was getting spoiled were saying that it's not gonna be good. That is the craziest thing to me. Like a creature that attacks that makes a clue and then a Planeswalker that draws half your deck in 3 turns is broken as hell, but oh well. Yeah, broken card. Still playing around with the Prismatic Ending. It was good when it was good. But like against Show and Tell, you'd rather have Static Prison. Static Prison also sacrifices itself and can be brought back. So yeah, you gotta think about what I like more. Prismatic Ending, Static Prison. Prismatic Ending also making me run a green source, which sometimes messes with your mana because you only have 3 Hallowed Fountains, and then you want to fetch an untapped white source with your Scalding Tarn, and you can't. Like, there's a lot of stuff. Like, maybe the Hedge Maze is supposed to be not a Hedge Maze and just be like a Temple Garden or something. But I don't know. I just feel a bit awkward. Feels a little awkward, I will say. Yeah, if Hedge Maze was Temple Garden, we could at least fetch it with Misty Rainforest. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. The deck feels good, but like feels like we could tune it a little bit more. Jace felt all right, but not like amazing. But that's common knowledge. We know that Jace isn't like the best at the moment. He's all right. He's not the best. Teferi felt good when he's good and bad when he's bad. Like when you have to actually hardcast it for 5, it feels horrible. But when you have the manager mana, he feels fucking broken. We know this. This is all like it's circled back to this is control now, and like you can either go this angle or you could go some kind of weird looping strip mine angle, which I don't know. I don't know what I prefer. I think strip mine should get restricted, but they're not going to do that. We already know this. They're not going to do that. So whatever. This is the type of deck that will like Force of Negation when it finally comes out. So yeah, another thing to look out for. But yeah, this Jace could be something else. Jace, I'm happy with Temporary Lockdown. It was okay. It's good because obviously Ren and 6 is not very popular, so it's pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. Jace can probably be something else. And what else? I'm happy with Test of Talents actually. It's so good against Show and Tell that it doesn't even matter that it's not amazing in other matchups. I'm happy with everything apart from maybe Jace, and then I have to do more testing with Prismatic Ending. Because Prismatic Ending feels like it's alright. The times it's better than Static Prison are noticeable, but the times it's worse than Static Prison are also noticeable. Because so like it's like you gotta see. It's way better against Chalice of the Void, for example, if they chalice you. But I don't know. Temporary Lockdown also beats Chalice. Wrath of the Skies also beats Chalice, so we already have Chalice beat Teferi. Time Raveler beats Chalice, so it's not like we're really struggling against Chalice or anything. Yeah, anyway, this deck feels very good. I like the amount of fetch lands, to be very honest. It does hurt you quite a bit, and I was missing some life gain in this deck. One thing I was considering for this deck before is because of the Prismatic Ending, we're running a Hedge Maze. So I was considering running a one of Oko as like a potential alternate win condition. But I wanted to keep it blue-white for you guys, so running the pure blue-white deck here. But yeah, overall, like this deck quite a bit. And yeah, let's open a pack and the video. Alright, so here we are. Instead of opening a pack, we're actually going to open 5. We've got 2 Omen Path packs, and we've got 3 Modern Horizons packs. I'm going to probably hit 90% on my Vault Progress today. Excited for that. So let's open the Omen Paths. I should have just opened both of them because there's no good cards in Omen Paths, I'll say it. There's no really... These cards are all mid. There's no really good card in Omen Paths, I'm not going to lie. There are like a few cards that are like good in other decks, but there's no control cards in Omen Paths, so... Unlucky. Yeah, these are all pretty bad. Let's open Modern Horizon. I'm just going to open all of them at once to see what we get. Boom! We got a Mythic, but not a wild card, so let's see what we got here. We got Emperor of Bones, good creature. Emerald Medallion, not a good card. Oh, we got another Johnny, that's not bad. And we got Ashling, Flame Dancer. I hope this is my last Ashling, so I stop drawing these. These are freaking awful. This is basically Omnath with Magecraft, so whenever you cast an instant sorcery, you get these effects, but really, at that point, you're already winning the game anyway. If you're casting 3 instant sorceries in a turn with a 4-drop in play, just do that with the One Ring and you already won the game. Anyway, yeah, 90% ball progress. We'll get a Mythic Wild Card for free soon. Woo! Let's go. Anyway, that's pretty much it from me. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Gonna be more coming. Yeah, I'm kind of getting there with my IRL stuff. I don't know. I'll be fine. But yeah, we're missing 101 cards, by the way. Almost there. Anyway, that's it from me. I'm the control guy, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Obviously, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the good old YouTuber stuff. Answer all my comments. 1,000 subs. We're making a Discord. We're making a Patreon. We're going crazy. Video on that dropping at like, I'll drop that video at like 980, maybe 990 subs. I'll drop the video of what's actually gonna happen, like the control guy plan for the future. But yeah, that being said, I'm the control guy. You guys are the best, and I bid you all farewell. Peace.